Hello, my name is Kevin Hollifield, and this is the video for the module Buying Behavior and Digital Promotions. Today I'm going to talk about consumers, 20-ish to 60-year-old individuals. Purchase item for this age group that we're going to look into is a car or automobile. When looking at these, when looking at this generational gap, they definitely consume and want to absorb information in different ways. So on the left, the 20-year-old age group is definitely going to be consuming information through social media. A lot of people and car dealerships post automobiles on various social media sites. They're going to be looking at online reviews pretty heavily to look at things from the manufacturer, from other people's experiences at maybe a given dealership, and then they're going to look at maybe the dealership website. They're going to look at inventory before they have to really talk to anyone. On the right, the 60-year-old age group, they're going to want to just talk to someone outright. So in the automotive industry, what's called a lot up is basically someone just showing up to your dealership unannounced. This is what an older generation would do. They want to get a feel for the salesman or woman and start building some trust, some rapport right off the bat. They're also going to consume a lot of radio that could entice them, as well as television. A lot of people in this age group still use cable, while the younger generation, a lot of those individuals are cutting the cord. Interview questions that I think would be applicable to this type of research would be, how important is the color? Another question is, what role does the price play in the overall purchase? How important is safety in the vehicle? And then, is this purchase going to be a need or want-based type of purchase? And in the comparison results, I found that there were definitely some differences as well as similarities. On the left side here, I put a little mark next to safety, because I think that could go both ways. I think a younger generation could deem that very important, but at the same time maybe not care. Similarities, also a need and want. A younger generation is going to need a vehicle to get where they need to go, to get to work, to get to school. They're also going to want that transportation. And this is the same with the 60-year-old age group. They're gonna need a vehicle to get to where they need to go, and they're also gonna want that freedom. In addition, I think color is also a commonality between the two. An automobile's typically within the top three assets any given person owns, so it's typically something that individuals can express their own personal individuality through, and color is one of those factors. So I think that's important on both sides for the most part. And on the right-hand column, we have the differences. As we talked about on the previous slide, the research source is going to be different, whereas the 60-year-old age group is going to go for the more traditional type of research method, whereas the millennial age group is going to use more technology to influence their decision, as far as social media, online reviews, and website. Other differences would be the price. The role of the price on the vehicle is going to be much more important to the younger 20-year-old age group, because they theoretically don't have as much money as the older generation would have. So the older generation might say, "Hey, this is the car I want. I'm going to pay whatever it costs to get it." They also might have a nicer trade-in, which would give them a better deal on the vehicle as well. So just the amount of money in general that the 60-year-old age group would have, just because they've had more time to accrue their finances, it's going to cause a difference there. And then safety, like I said, this could go both ways, but I think maybe generally speaking, it's you would think it's more important to the older group, but I think that one can also go both ways. So again, thank you for listening to this research on the two generational gaps here on purchasing a car.